We just wanna see ya, bam, bam, bam. Shake that, do, 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 do,
We're
do,
live.
do, 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 do. Shuffle and shuffle.
All
Okay.
right. So hi, welcome to Good Nights Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm a party rocker.
You're a party rocker.
We're party rockers.
We're party
I'm not the
rockin'.
only. You're the original party rocker.
I am. I put everyone on to LMFAO.
You did. You converted the entire scene to party rockers.
As I should.
So, there you go. I'm Glory.
Yes. And what are we gonna do this week? Oh boy, I could only imagine what we're gonna do this week.
Ooh.
Oh, bang moms. That's what we're gonna do.
And talk about music.
Oh shit.
Oh.
We brought the funny juice today.
Yep.
Completely unrelated to music. I was editing our Halogens interview for tomorrow. Yes, that's how close to the deadline we get. I was doing it earlier in the evening because I have something for school to do that's due at 11:59 and I haven't started yet.
Good
so
Lord.
That's the homework for tonight.
You're giving a little hag right now.
Yeah, except I was texting Sam earlier. I was like, it's going to be... I know that this assignment should get more than 30 minutes of my time. It's getting 30 minutes of my time and I am handing it in. That is the max it's going to get out of me.
It's getting 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes of like hardcore focus, 15 minutes of getting distracted every 30 seconds.
Exactly, yeah.
And we're just going to hand it in and see what happens.
Good luck,
and
man.
then I was editing this interview and I was in the middle of exporting it and my power went out. So now I have to go re-export it because it exported half of it. At least I didn't lose the file itself, though. That's happened.
That's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, glad that didn't happen this time.
So that's very exciting.
That would have sucked.
In terms of music news and tours and shit, today felt like, just another day, pre-pandemic. Like, there were like 3 or 4 fucking things announced that I wasn't expecting any of them.
Yeah, tours. Yeah.
It's
crazy.
The biggest one is The Weeknd canceling his arena tour and saying, hey, I'm doing a stadium tour in the summer of 2022 now.
And good for him.
Yeah, I saw a majority of people pissed off because they're like, what the fuck you mean? Like, I held on to these tickets for like 2.5 years.
VIP tickets. I was so lucky.
Now I gotta fight someone for those tickets again.
Like, grow up.
Shut up. Because
you got priority.
Yeah, you're getting priority access to the tickets. And not only that, this man deserves to play stadiums. He's literally the biggest artist in the world right now, according to Spotify monthlies. So he's kind of earned his right to play stadiums and cancel his puny arena tour, especially
tiny itty bitty dumb little arenas.
And it's like you kind of saw it coming, considering he's got an album coming, and the tour was called After Hours. But by the time that tour happens, there's going to be 2 albums that he'll be touring off. He just did the Super Bowl halftime show.
That was insane.
Did really fucking well for himself. And he just keeps on getting bigger. And
he had the longest running #1.
Yeah, exactly.
Ever. So he set that record.
Yeah, he's literally on top of the world right now when it comes to music. And it's not going to be like when Justin Bieber announced a stadium tour right before the pandemic, and then magically when they announced the rescheduled tours, he was playing arenas because the stadium tour sold so poorly that it was going to get canceled either way.
And people were like, no, it's because of the pandemic.
No.
Like, if it was because of the pandemic, he would have done, like, outside shows. I think it's just because Bessie isn't popular anymore.
He announced those, like, well before anyone gave a shit about COVID. And, like, there was bright blue all over that map.
Yeah. Which is insane, because he was, like, the biggest thing for a good chunk of time. Like, all of the 2010s, that was him.
Yeah. And that's why his booking agents were like, yeah, he can, this is how many tickets he sold. He sold out stadiums before. And then, he put out Yummy and everyone was like, I actually fucking hate this guy
like, what
now.
are you doing? Are you lost?
I wouldn't want to hear Yummy in a club setting, let alone in a stadium setting.
Like, I heard that it bangs in a club setting, but I wouldn't know.
In terms of not massive tours, the Maine are going on tour.
Oh my god!
This upcoming March and April, and I don't know how announce a very early 2022 tour, like kicks off days into 2022, January and February of next year. Catch me at Philly. and maybe Silver
They're
Spring.
playing Asbury, right? Or is that the Maine?
The Maine is playing Asbury on April Fool's, so I'm gonna go spend April Fool's Day with the silly yeehaw man himself.
I love him so much, and in their announcement video, he was passed out. It was the funniest thing. I love that they just cut him in randomly. Like they were all happy and smiling. That's just him. Yeah, eyes rolled back into his skull. It's amazing.
He was struggling. He was struggling. I
love him.
So hopefully we keep the energy going and we get a bunch of other cool tours announced in the next week or so. Limp Bizkit announced more festival shows. I think they're playing like France now.
Oh yeah. France and what, Mexico?
Yeah, and then I think there was one other. But they weren't kidding when they said they're going on like a massive tour. And these are just a couple. Like they haven't posted about any of these yet, but these have been like announced by the festivals that they're playing. Limp Bizkit is just. I think Fred Durst is the only one running the Instagram, so he's just late.
Fred.
He's like probably just zoinked out of his mind.
Fred, do you need a social media manager?
Yeah.
We can take up that job.
We could be...
I'll take over the Instagram.
Yeah, I'll
Shane
do
got Twitter. Yep. We'll be little biskiters. And we'll run them for free.
Fred Durst, this is... Yeah, look, we'll literally do it for free. Just give us the login.
We'll do it for free.
And come on the podcast. That's literally the only payment we want.
That's it. Come on the podcast at least like once every quarter.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Every single and remix and album announcement and EP, you got to come on.
You got to come on.
That's the only
Those
thing.
are our terms.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah. And guest list us for your 17 New Jersey shows.
And Virginia. Come to Virginia at least like
once.
Once. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking, dude.
So yeah. That's the other exciting news. Hopefully they announce that album soon so that we can just talk about nothing for a week besides Limp Bizkit and just like track by track that shit.
Yep. So what'd you think of track 2?
Bad vibes.
I thought this track was really good.
Yeah, I thought this track was fantastic. It was really groovy. In terms of music that came out this week, it was a pretty good week.
It was a very good week. Every single album I enjoyed, actually.
Yeah, and it was a relatively heavy. Oh, Zari is in chat, and she reminded me of all the Wiggles news that came out today. We gotta break this one down first before we go into the music that got released this past week. So the Wiggles made 3 big announcements today, and like just put it in like one slide. And
one slide would have been easier.
These are like 3 massive announcements, especially the first one. They just put it on one slide and like blurbs for each of them. And I was like, so you're just like Emma leaving the band is just like dedicated to 1/3 of this post about your 2 tours that are coming up. Yeah.
On Instagram, they did 3 separate ones though. So
yeah, it was very weird. But as was stated, Emma is leaving the band. So we're now officially part of Wiggles history. We interviewed the next Wiggle.
Yep.
And they're replacing her with a 16-year-old. I was watching...
Which is actually really cool because she's like uber talented.
Yeah.
Like she's insane.
Yeah. I didn't know that she was that young until I was on Facebook right before this and the Wiggle shared the news conference thing. Like they did an interview with some like Australian news outlet.
I saw that, yeah.
And I was watching it. I was like, oh, wait, she's 16?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's a massive opportunity. Like that is something that will get you on anything for your resume.
Yeah, and
like you're set.
I would assume what they're hoping is that like because they've been bouncing between Wiggles for a couple years, like having a hard time keeping a yellow one. So I guess their hope is that since she's 16, she'll stick with them for 15 plus years.
Oof.
She could work there until she's 30, and that's 15 years they got her for almost.
And she still has plenty of like drive and life left in her.
And now
instead of like
she's worth millions of dollars and can go do whatever the fuck she wants, whether she wants to keep on being a Wiggle or wants to sit at home and do fucking nothing for the next 40 to 50 years. She could do that. So she's set. And then they announced their massive arena tour, national. So I guess that means everywhere. I think that's what national means.
Except Virginia.
Yeah. They put that,
they're gonna skip
that
it.
in parentheses.
National, but Virginia.
And
then in smaller parentheses than that, F you, Glory. Then that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Fuck you, Glory. So they're doing that, and I think that kicks off in February of next year, probably starting in Australia and then moving its way over. And then they're doing 18 plus arena shows in Australia with the OG Wiggles. I hope that tour goes international, everywhere.
Oh, okay. So Sam is in the chat, and Sam says national means within one country.
Okay.
International is everywhere.
That's why I said international for the other one. So
you did?
It's actually,
you said national.
Well, I said national for the tour that is national. I'm hoping that the 18 plus Wiggle shows go international so that I can see the original Wiggles.
Like, are they gonna curse? Like, what's going on?
Well, my dad was like, maybe it's because like the people that came up with them are about that age now, so they don't want like 3-year-olds going there.
So it's like a
go relive your childhood for like an hour and a half.
Okay, I like that.
So now the Wiggles tour, the national one is whatever it's called, national tour. Fuck you, Shane and Glory.
Yeah. Yep. Unless you want to go to Ireland? I don't know.
They're in Australia.
Australia. So. Oh no, I thought it was for, so it's just in Australia.
Since it's national, since we now know what the meaning of national is, it's one country, which means it's only Australia.
So we got to go to Australia.
We talk about music over here. We're not cut out for this geography shit.
No. Oh my god, we can bunk with like Jaden from With Confidence, the Fame.
Oh my god, that's right.
We get Bonnie from Same Atlantic. We have besties over there, so I'm sure they'd be more than willing to let us
crash. Yeah,
and we'd invite them with us to the Wiggles. They'd have to pay for their ticket though, because
we're not made of money over
come
here. On, yeah, like come
exactly.
on. We're crashing at your place for free, but you have to buy the ticket to come to the show that we're going to as well. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you also have to pay for the gas as well,
because we can't drive in Australia.
We're kids.
Yeah,
you
can't drive in Australia. You guys drive on the other side of the road. Like, what the fuck is up with that?
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, everything is wrong with that.
Yeah, there's a lot fucked up with that.
Yeah. Fix it.
So, with that being said, and with our minor fuck up being fixed, thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
We're finally going to talk about all of the banging music that came out this week. And Glory saying that it was bangers is a compliment, because the 3 biggest releases this week, outside of Coldplay, were all heavy. Plus Coldplay.
Which was the heaviest, honestly. Didn't know they'd do death metal this time, but
Coldplay was like just Hail and Satan the entire album. I was fucking shocked.
It's insane.
So Dead finally dropped their sophomore album called School of Thought. Out of all of the releases that I was even remotely excited for this week, this was the one that grabbed my attention the most. And I'm not sure why. Maybe because it absolutely fucks.
And because it took 5 years to get here.
Yeah, it did take a while, but I haven't been a Dead fan for all that long. I saw them in late 2019.
That's still good.
Around Halloween. I really didn't get into them until after that, because I was like, I'm still heavy into Motionless in White, and I only want to listen to Motionless in White because that's who I saw them with. So yeah, it's not like I've been waiting like the 5 years for this record. It's only been like a year and a half, which is like normal time for an album. But yeah, this album fucked. Absolutely. Still hate Kill Beautiful Things. It's like that butt rock shit. Like, it fucks, okay? Because I'm a butt rock stan. We've established that.
Yeah, you still need to fix that.
I do need to go to therapy.
Don't take
or something
pride
for
in
that.
Yeah.
So we got the butt rock tune. So that angered me, and then
have pride. Sorry.
And then immediately after the butt rock tune, you've got a cover. So really, you've already heard half the album before it came out. When I was first listening to the record, I was like, this sucks, because they front loaded the album with all the singles that were already put out, plus that cover. The opening track is the only one that we hadn't heard already. And I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on with this? Like, I've already heard the album. And then the second half, I was like, nah, wait, this fucks. But the entire album fucks. As much as I just said I hate that they front loaded it with the singles, the best song on this album is still Parasite, which was a single.
I thought you were going to say that. Yeah.
Oh, dude. I don't know. They put something in that song.
Drugs.
Yeah, they laced it with cocaine, and I've been doing cocaine for the past 3 days.
Exactly. This is just Parasite.
It's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm only listening to the second half of this album. Like, I'm
not
even listening to the first half. Yeah. Like, I just
you're just skipping it.
I've already listened to the first side of the album a million fucking times, because the album fucking rollout process has been a year and a half.
It's just all singles. Yeah. Yeah, this album was really good. Well, not even surprisingly. I do like Dead. It's just some of their songs are kind of hit or miss for me. But I really, really enjoyed this record front to back. I didn't skip anything. side to side, front to back, up to down,
Yep.
Everything like that. It was great. I enjoyed this a lot, but not as much as I enjoyed this next one that I actually listened to again this morning.
Oh, wow.
Ice Nine Kills dropped a new album. Welcome to Horrorwood. Silver Scream 2. This album is a masterpiece. I love it, and I'm pretty sure Spencer was a theater kid because this has theater written all over it. It's so theatrical. It's big.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just kind of like 2D where it's just one-dimensional, where it's just, metal and I'm gonna scream and then that's it. It has like little bits and pieces where they're talking. It has, oh my god, it's so good. This is the type of like metal or hard music that I like, that I can listen to on and on again. And I will. This is already on my album of the year list.
As it should be. Mm-hmm. The reason why I haven't spent as much time with this album as I probably should have before we talked about it was for two reasons. One, because I said last week I'm really not all excited for this, or wasn't all that excited for this record, just because Silver Scream 2, I thought that the singles by themselves were not the greatest, like not all that strong outside of like the really, really heavy ones. But I was like, I just feels like the Silver Scream B-sides, and I didn't really like the Silver Scream all that much.
Wow.
And I'd said all this already. And then the second reason I didn't really listen to it more than once or twice was because I just felt like I didn't have the time to kind of devote to like an album. Like, I know that this album is super theatrical because that's what Ice Nine Kills has been leaning on for like the last 2 or 3 albums.
I didn't know that.
Is that really theatrical element, horror movies and shit? And I don't get most of the references they make because I don't like horror. I don't watch movies, and I certainly don't like horror movies. So I don't even know half the movies they're referencing, and the other half I haven't seen.
I love horror movies, and that's why I love it.
That's why you'll love this band. And that's why most of the people I know love this band. I just like the band because the fucking music's heavy. Like, I'm the only one. Like, when I finally get to see them live, it's when. I get to see them live. It's like they're gonna be pulling all these fucking like things out, like these references to these movies and shit. I'll just be standing there like, that was cool, and everyone else will be like, holy shit, he just referenced
my god, I didn't even see that coming.
Resident Evil series, holy fuck.
Absolutely not. That series sucked.
I think there was a song on here about that. That's like the only one I can remember. So
they should have left that in the
draft, but like, I knew that they were super theatrical. That's why I was like, I don't feel like I have the time to like devote to this record really right now. I just want to consume the Dead album like brain dead and just keep on taking it in like, oh, this is so good. But the couple of times I did listen to it, pleasantly surprised. Very, very good. Possibly better than the Silver Scream 1, but I might just be saying that because I've been spending a lot more. I've had the chance to spend a lot more time with the Silver Scream than I have the Silver Scream 2. But the album pleasantly surprised me, and it's very good. It didn't suck like I thought it was going to.
No, you were very harsh on it.
I was very scared, like this is gonna suck, but it didn't.
So and I was like, this is gonna be too heavy.
No, it's just theatrical and kind of heavy sometimes.
It's very heavy actually, but it's good.
Yeah.
Because he mixes all the screams as well. Like, he does the Lorna Shore scream. I don't know what it's called, but that deep, like, kind of he does that, and then he also does the loud screechy type that Kellen Quinn does, and it's just, oh my god, bro, I can't.
They're a fantastic band, whether this album sucked or not. I mean, obviously it didn't, but they're still a fantastic band no matter what, and they put so much time and effort into it. And like, when you watch Spencer in interviews and shit, I wish that we could watch him face to face in an interview, but alas, that's not the case.
Watch him face to face.
I wish we could ask him questions and watch him give us answers, but we're not allowed to do that.
Nope.
Watching him in interviews, he's such a calm person for someone who's so into horror films. Like, he writes storylines and shit. Like, even the opening song on this album was like just kind of him speaking like a monologue, and like there's so much backstory just given to you in that first thing, and then like you're just taken into like this story. The next 14 tracks are just like this fucking whirlwind.
Exactly.
Shit.
And what I love about that is because it sets you up with hey, these last couple tracks have been unearthed, and this shows proof that the front man of Ice Nine Kills killed his fiance or murdered his fiance or whatever. And it's like every single song relates to that and links back to it, but it's not just kind of like a loose, this was all kind of written in the same time. It's like they all have like little things that were placed into it, whether they're talking and, you know, reading off stuff that links back to that original song. It's just, oh my God, it all works.
It's perfect. And
I loved it.
I mean,
I loved it.
It's not only the music that's great, their marketing promo is fantastic as well. They've been doing like these exhibits, like for each single there was an exhibit that like unearthed documents. The documents were pre-orders. Their vinyls were very expensive. I didn't buy one. They're like fucking $30 for like just the base one, and then like the deluxe edition was like $35 or $40.
There's a deluxe edition?
Just like a couple of like remixes or something. Like nothing like of I don't think there might be like one extra track, but I can't remember. It was like nothing really like to like, oh shit, I should spend the $40 on this. Like the vinyls were expensive for both editions, and it was ridiculous. And after shipping, it was even more expensive. And I was like, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna like this album. So like they've got that. They did closer to the album album release date. They were doing these things where like in certain major cities they would have someone set up for a couple hours, and they would give you the coordinates, and you went there, and like an audio portion would play. So they did that, just like their general like Twitter presence and everything, how they're really like just going into this this world. And obviously their stage design, I don't know if you've seen any live videos, but they go into it like with props and like costume changes. Like it's like an arena level like production in a standing room venue. It's insane. They just got buttloads of money behind them. It's crazy for like a band.
I mean, they should.
A band of their size to be able to do that much. It's crazy. But with kind of that resurgence of like the metal scene in a way, because like Bring Me the Horizon, granted they're like doing whatever. They're mainstream.
They're kind of falling off,
and they're still kind of metal. They're mainstream. We got Lorna Shore, who's on the brink of going mainstream, and I think that Ice Nine Kills is also could get there at some point, because it seems like people are slowly but surely being okay with metal being to the masses again, because there was that time where it was like nothing but pop, and then it was nothing but rap, and now it's like we're kind of like everything is just whatever's good is kind of flourishing. So hopefully at some point it might not be, you know, arenas that seat 20,000 people, but they might get an opportunity to start playing some bigger venues and have even bigger production. Maybe get on a bigger label, although it seems like Fearless is pumping plenty of money into them. But imagine if they went to a major, how much more money they would have pumped into them, and how much bigger their fucking their tours would be and shit. Insane.
Not Fueled by though.
No, I don't really care what they would go to. They would fit probably on Roadrunner. Which is like Slipknot, Motionless in White, bands like that.
Yeah, they would be good there.
Yeah.
They'd be very good.
Just insane. Great band. Go listen to the album.
Please. It's blew me away. I love it.
Mac Miller finally got his 2014 mixtape Faces put on Spotify, and we're going to talk about it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what it was.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Well, I thought it was good. It was an hour and a half, I think. It was close to that.
It was a long boy.
Didn't feel like it, though. At all. Personally, because I do like Mac Miller, so I don't know how you felt about it. But I just don't like how they are putting out stuff, even if it is just an old mixtape. I feel like it's already out there. So why post it again? Why milk it for more money? Well, he's already like gone. So like I don't know. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, I mean, according to the press release, because I wanted to make sure I didn't like fuck it up, because like I had read this, but I read a lot in a day, so I just wanted to make sure. And it says on the press release, Mac Miller's cult favorite mixtape Faces is available on all streaming services for the first time since the initial release, and is available on vinyl. I don't know if there's so much a malicious intent, or even like, ooh, we're gonna make so much money off this guy. I think it was literally just because people love this mixtape so much and are like, please put it on streaming. So the label finally was like, okay, we'll do it. I'm sure at some point they're going to do that. They're going to take his demos and everything, and they're going to fucking post them and shit that he didn't want to be heard just to make money off them. But right now, I don't think that this had malicious intent. This is just kind of like, the only way that you could stream this was like some illegal download off some sketchy website, and the label was like, here, we're just going to put it like, we're going to make a couple pennies off of it because streaming pays nothing, and it's going to be on streaming for everyone to enjoy, and it's going to be easily accessible kind of thing.
Okay, well, that's good. I wasn't aware of that. I was just kind of like, stop putting out his stuff. But now that I know
you're gonna have plenty of opportunities to say that, I'm sure. With that being said, the mixtape itself, I haven't willingly listened to anything by Mac Miller. I'm sure I've heard things that he's done. He kept my attention for the entire hour and a half.
That's good.
Which is a pretty high compliment, considering I'm very picky with my rap and my hip hop and everything like that. And he kept my attention for the entire way through. I didn't even feel like there were any tracks worthy of skipping. It just kind of flowed. Because I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna listen to like 3 tracks and then just say this sucked and move on. And then I got 3 tracks in and I'm like, I can't skip this. It's flowing way too well. And it just kept going. I'm like, God damn. That was pretty fucking cool.
That's cool. I'm very happy to hear that.
A project like that.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to hear that, dude. Because this album was really good. So that's good. Halogens dropped a new album. You're Being Weird. We're dropping our interview with them tomorrow. Actually, I'm pretty sure. And I don't like the meaning of the name. That's what I have to say about that. But this album's good. I love Halogens. They're amazing. This album banged. So
it was pretty good. I was actually listening to it before we went live. It was very good.
As you should.
Very good. 11 out of 10.
11. Only 11?
Only 11. Interview will be out tomorrow. I promise. I know we're having technical difficulties. It'll be out.
Go watch it and go support Halogens.
Yes, please do.
Yes.
Brother with a period put out an album, Volume 3. Yeah, this was very groovy. I listened to this morning.
I honestly didn't know that this was coming out. Did we interview them about this?
We interviewed them about one of the tracks on it.
There you go. But that was so long ago.
It was. It's been a long time. Because I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, didn't we interview them about that track Easy fucking like back in February?
Yeah.
I'm like, I swear I heard a couple of these other songs. And like, I know we've covered like one single since then by them. And that was probably it. But I feel like I heard a couple of these songs outside of that. Probably while listening through their discography before the interview. Which means that God only knows how long we've been waiting for this to come out. But it's out and it smacked.
It did. Again, didn't really skip anything. It was nice.
Go watch your interview with them about the track Easy.
The track Easy.
Yeah.
Coldplay dropped new album, Music of the Spheres. Was it Spheres?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. That just sounded weird. Okay. I'm gonna start this off by saying I did enjoy this album. I thought it was definitely okay. I said it in the Discord chat, but I'm gonna say it here. So basically this album kind of falls flat, just kind of listening through it like through headphones, listening to it through headphones, and it's kind of like at your desk or like at your house. But like I can see it and I can feel it in like an arena or something, because obviously it's like arena pop rock or whatever.
Rock. Yeah, that's what
but it's like you could feel that energy that they're gonna have in that crowd. And there was like one of the songs where I was like, I can see this with all the lights going up and like him letting the crowd sing or whatever. And I know it's gonna rock. And I was like, I might have to see them for this tour because it's just gonna sound that good. Will I?
No,
probably not.
No,
but like I considered it for a split second.
Yeah.
So that shows, because I had very low expectations for this, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna, as you said with the Mac Miller album, 3 songs in, skip, say it sucked. But I actually listened to the whole thing and I was like, you know what? They did something with this.
We keep on talking about these pop albums, like adding them to the playlist for these giggles.
You added this one.
Yeah, we keep on adding these albums. It's usually me. I'm like, this is gonna be funny. We're gonna have a hoot and a holler.
They're gonna be like, hee hee, Coldplay bad.
Like, this is bad. and then we listen to it and we're like, okay, wait a minute, fucking back up. This is supposed to be a joke. It happened with the Imagine Dragons album, actually.
Yep.
We were like,
that
back up. That was really
horrifying.
And it's happening with the Coldplay album. Although I think that Coldplay, out of all of like the mainstream pop bands, they're arguably one of the better ones.
At least they're not Maroon 5.
Yeah, they're not Maroon 5. They're not an Imagine Dragons. They're none of that shit. Not an AJR. They're just, they're bordering on like acceptable. If you tell me you're a Coldplay fan, like I'm not gonna bully you for it. I mean,
I would.
Yeah, I'll bully you for it, but I'm not gonna like carry on.
Yeah, like if you were a Maroon 5 fan or an
I'd
Imagine Dragons
laugh at
fan,
you
you
until
would
you start
not.
crying.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, the album was all right. Not gonna give them the satisfaction of saying it was good.
I mean, it's Coldplay, so that's a pretty good compliment.
Yeah. Knocked Loose dropped an EP, A Tear in the Fabric of Life. They surprise dropped this EP, and after not putting anything out for a year and a half, having to go silent for obvious reasons and not tour or anything, I thought it was strange to surprise drop the entire EP like that. I knew it was coming because people have been posting the release date on Twitter, but the release date was actually wrong. It's the release date of like the vinyl, and like Knocked Loose is going around like take that down, like because they were going to announce it the next day, or like actually drop the entire thing the next day.
Yeah,
and it had the wrong release date anyway, so they're like pull it down. So I was very shocked when the entire thing came out for the reasons I just stated, but smack so far. Easily the best thing Knocked Loose has put out. Mixture of metalcore, deathcore, and hardcore. How the fuck they did it, I don't know. But this is 6 tracks of absolute pure bliss. So good.
So good.
No arfs though. No barking. I was very upset about that.
I did notice the lack of arfs and woofs. Was a little confused, concerned. But I was not the biggest fan of this. It was a little too heavy. And that's coming from me, a person who just enjoyed Silver Scream 2. Just not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan personally. But Shane liked it, so that says something because that's your demographic, not me. So there you go. From Ashes to New dropped a new EP, Quarantine Chronicles Volume 3. Didn't they just drop Volume 2 like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, the funny thing is that like they did this Quarantine Chronicles thing, and I think they only dropped one of them when they weren't on the road. The other 2 have been put out while they've been out touring, which is interesting. I think they assumed they were going to be home for a little bit longer, and then they went on the road in August.
Well, they're actually off tour right now because one of them is sick with COVID. So,
well, they're not currently stationed at home because they because of obvious reasons. Pretty good.
I wasn't the biggest fan of the Beat It cover.
Okay, fair.
Like it kind of banged a little bit, but I was like, I don't know. I love Michael, so I just preferred the original. And it's kind of hard to do a cover of a Michael Jackson song and make it like, oh man, this is good. But it's like it's tough because you're never, like, respectfully, this goes for anybody. You're never going to make a song that will Michael Jackson cover that will be nearly as good as the original. So it's kind of hard because you're always going to be compared to Michael Jackson's cover or Michael Jackson's original song, and that's tough. So, but it was good. I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. Lovejoy. Oh wait,
Lovejoy dropped an EP, Pebble Brain. Who's gonna kick this one off? Pure silence in the Good Noise podcast room.
Okay. I know Sam likes this, so I'm not going to tear it down. And I know Sam is watching, so I'm not going to tear it down. I just wasn't the biggest fan of it.
Oh, wow. Really? I actually, genuinely thought that this was pretty good.
Really?
Listened to it twice. Thought it was pretty good.
Twice?
Well, I had to take it in the second time. Really take it in. Try to process my emotions that I was, enjoying. Do I really like this? Yeah. I was just... I don't know what they put in this. And to be completely fair, I didn't think that the first one was all that bad either.
No, I liked the first one.
Yeah, it's like they're kind of up there with like a Water Parks where like their music kind of fuck, but like you hate them because of their fan base kind of thing. And I think it's kind of the same kind of for this band. But like removing all of the outside shit aside and looking purely at the music, I thought the EP was pretty good. I'm shocked that I'm saying that right now, but I am. I'm
You're still processing.
Still
it's okay.
processing it because I only heard the EP today.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about it, or why it's happening, or why all of a sudden I'm like praising like pop music. Like
wow.
there's all sorts of questions I've been asking myself after the past couple of weeks of us putting these albums on here as jokes, and then me being like, I like them, and they're like mainstream pop albums, and like I need to go outside. I need to like touch grass. Like
yeah.
I need to like start gatekeeping people again because like this isn't working out for me right now.
Pop isn't good.
Yeah,
pop isn't good.
This is rough.
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, Stan Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, just to clarify, I do like the little happy-go-lucky kind of tune, and I do like the instruments in it. I just don't think I'm personally the biggest fan of Wilbur's vocals. I think that's it.
That's a very fair point.
Because like it's something you have to get used to, and I'm not the biggest Lovejoy stan. Like I don't listen to them regularly, and I do go for artists that have like different vocals. Louis Tomlinson, just as an example, he has a very unique voice, and I'm drawn to that. Tyler Joseph, I liked their music because Tyler's voice is very, very, very unique. So I'd probably have to listen to them a bit more to actually be like, oh yeah, this bangs. But it's just as kind of an outside perspective, just not really the biggest fan of the vocals. So that's it. Magnolia Park dropped a single plus 2 B-sides, 2009. I thought we already covered these. I thought they were already out because I saw them announce it on the timeline like, hey guys, new single 2009. And I was like, okay, I'll add that. But I haven't seen the other singles.
Yeah, so I looked up the other 2 singles because I was also confused. And both of them, the earliest I could find was 4 days ago, was when this like little amalgamation of songs came out. And then I looked for the track list on the mixtape they got coming out at the end of this month, and I couldn't find these songs on that track list. So that's why I'm like, I don't know what these songs are, but to my knowledge, they weren't out yet. But they're here on this part, on this thing. But 2009 is on the mixtape, but the rest of the stuff isn't. So I was very confused as to what was going on with that. But with confusion aside, all fucked.
Absolutely.
Very good. I'm very excited for the Halloween mixtape they've got coming out at the end of the month.
I love it.
And yeah, all very exciting things. I still don't know what
just
the other 2 songs. Yeah, a little clarification on the topic would be great.
Need a little help.
But because I mean, they might have said it in like an announcement tweet or something, but like didn't go back and read that far. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I just saw the one announcement tweet. You know, people were throwing out tweets like, hey, new song, you know, like Save Face was like, hey, new song just dropped because it's 12 a.m. and it's Friday now. I just saw their one tweet where it's like, hey, 2009 new single dropped. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll add that to the playlist. I didn't see anything about the 2 other singles. Yeah, and also they're grouped together. So I'm like, what?
Yeah, because I taught Glory that the whole like grouping together thing typically means like,
an album.
But like, I don't it also depends on distributors and stuff, but there's a million things, and I'm just so confused about what's going on here, unless I read the track list wrong and they're already out and they're already going to be, I don't know, genuinely at a loss here.
No clue.
Everything fucks though. Everything that's out, everything smacks. So
smacks. Good. Yes.
Save Face, just a single. Sharpen Your Teeth.
I love Save Face so much.
Got the album coming out the same day as Magnolia Park. And okay, I'm gonna make a very bold claim. I'm gonna make a very bold claim without hearing this record. All right. Okay. I think that this is up here with the Black Parade in terms of how like the legacy it could possibly leave behind. It's got that theatrical element, and it's just like it's up there. Full transparency. Haven't heard the album yet. Nothing. We're just going.
But you guys could send it to us.
Could send it to us, but making this claim based solely off of the singles that we've heard, and I genuinely believe that, and I don't think my opinion is going to change unless the rest of the album sucks complete ass, and I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, it's probably not.
You don't drop 3 singles and them all smack. That doesn't happen if your album sucks.
Exactly.
So that's my bold claim. Obviously, I like the song. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Oh my god, I listened to this the second it came out. I was so excited. I love Save Face so much. I don't know if I've said that yet, but I just love Save Face. They're easily like I think one of my favorite bands right now. Everything that they do insane. They're killing it right now. I completely agree with you on that. And also, I was listening to their 3 songs that they've put out, the 3 singles that they've put out. The vocals have, like, you could hear Gerard is a clear, like, inspiration on the vocals, because there are some parts where I'm like, is this Gerard Way? Like, it genuinely sounds like Gerard Way. And it's insane because it just sounds like new MCR, but with their own little touch. And it's amazing.
You could, like, it's obvious that, like, My Chem's Black Parade is an influence on this entire project, but it's an influence, not a ripoff. There's
exactly
2 different
they're
ways to go at to go at the Black Parade, and if they're not ripping it off, they're, you know, turning it into their own, and it's great. And I'm sure the album's gonna smack. Love to hear it before it comes out, but if that's not the case, then so be it.
Please send it to us. I would love to hear it.
Please.
Yeah. Blood Bather? Shane? Is it Blood Bather?
Shut up.
Blood Bather.
Don't watch the interview we did with them. I fucked everything up.
It was hilarious. Blood Bather dropped a new single. We Came and You Were Silent. This was a little too heavy for me, but I know Shane liked it.
Yes. The way that I said that name to you multiple times, and you said, "Yeah, that sounds good." That was the one. No, that was the one where you didn't ask me. You just said it. You didn't ask me for clarification on that one. I was so confident, and then I fucked their name up too.
Yeah, and then it was after that one that you just started checking with me.
Such a mess. Track was very good.
We're very
though.
Professional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still love the band though. The song is pretty good.
Come back on the podcast so we can get your name right.
Yeah, we won't fuck your name up this time. We know it. I know it now. We don't even have. Yeah. I don't even say the name in the beginning anymore.
Exactly. We switched the intro so Shane wouldn't have to stress about that anymore.
Yeah. Now I just have to say it at the end, but you've already had said the band name, so I'll know how to say it.
So I get to spell it out.
Yeah. Go ahead and sound it out for me, and I'll be good to go by the end.
Yep.
August Burns Red dropped a single, Vengeance. Standard August Burns Red. I saw them live and decided I don't really like them, so.
I wasn't the biggest fan of this. It was a bit. Oh my god, my pigs are. Sorry, I have both of the pigs in the cage today. There's plenty of room. It's a big cage, so they're just kind of bickering. Not bickering. They're not fighting. But Kiwi's very energetic, and Buttercup is not. So she just gets a little annoying. This wasn't my thing. It was a little heavy, a little too heavy for me, where it was just like, what is happening? So that's my 2 cents. Okay, last 5. Ricky Montgomery dropped new single, Sorry for Me. I loved this. I love the vocals. I love everything about it. Thank you, Ricky. You were an angel.
It's pretty good, not gonna lie. Kulik dropped a single, The People I Know, in parentheses, Don't Like Me. This is pretty fucking good.
It's pretty smacking.
Yeah, it's smacking pretty hard. I believe he's got a bigger project coming out. I think it's an EP. Yeah, I might be wrong though. I believe it's an EP though. Might not have been like announced, but like in the press release, it's like, oh, EP coming later this year.
Oh my god! Did you just spoiled it? Completely spoiled it.
My bad. I read off the press release.
We're gonna get.
I could be completely wrong though, and just dreaming about it and hoping for more Kulik music.
There you go. Nice save.
Anyways, the single was pretty good. Please don't sue us.
Please don't sue us. We don't have any money, as you heard in the beginning.
We got no money. None.
Nothing. Arcadia Gray dropped a new single, Dog Days. I love Arcadia Gray, and I loved this song.
This song is pretty good. I would assume this is album material, so I'm very excited for that. Hopefully, or EP, or anything.
Didn't they
bigger.
say that they were working on something? Like they were nearly done when we last spoke to them?
Yeah, and that was months ago. So, and since like they don't have any like labels or anything tying them down, it would make perfect sense to start the process a couple months later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've got like those shows booked, I think, for the end of this month with Guitar Fight.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So it would make sense. Mm-hmm. Pollyanna dropped a single, Monster, announced the deluxe edition of their EP Sugarcoat coming out on November 5th, and signed to I Surrender Records. Can you tell I work for them? I know everything off the top of my head. Ask me a question about Pollyanna. I know it. Go.
Who are all the members? What are all the members' names?
Jill, Jack, Brandon, and Dan. I've tagged them in every single post we make about the band. So
there's a new member, right?
Yeah, it's Jack.
Yeah, Jack. We didn't get to meet them.
And no, because Jack was not in the band back in December when we interviewed him about the original Sugargoat.
Are we interviewing them again? Do you want to do that?
I don't know. It's only 2 new songs.
Exactly. That's why I was like, we don't really interview about deluxe stuff.
So, but there's a vinyl for the EP. It's very hot and it comes out in May of next year. It's limited to 500 copies. Go buy it.
Did you convince Matt to let you get one?
No, not yet.
You need to.
I'll probably just buy one. It's fine. I mean, I got until May to make a decision, so I'll be all right.
You have a good bit of time. Yeah.
But yes, no, the single is very good.
So true.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the EP, the deluxe edition. I'm going to be completely honest. I've been working on this project and have only heard like snippets of the songs because we were checking the masters, but only listened to like half of each track. So I haven't listened to the thing in its entirety yet. I'm very excited for it.
Interesting. So it'll be like your first listen. Oh,
but
send it over to me. I want to hear it too.
I have to ask for permission for that.
What form do I have to sign to get the other?
You have to sign the NDA form.
We're ending tonight off. The last single is Adele. Dropped a new single, Easy on Me. Surprisingly, I enjoyed this. I'm not the biggest Adele stan. I've only listened to the Someone Like You silly little song and the Hello song. Everybody knows that song. Yeah. This actually really banged. And this was like her first song back or something. Ridiculously good.
It was like, very good.
Very impressive. Very, very impressive.
Yeah. Very, very good. And I think she's got an album coming out in November.
She has an album coming out in November?
I think so.
Wow.
19th, I think. That might have just been like the rumors, though. Rumors/leaks. I don't know. I think she announced it, though. I could be wrong. I don't know. Like I say every single time I bring up a release date that I'm not 100% sure on. Read a lot of music news in a day. A lot. So on that note, you can follow us on Twitter. It's good_noise_cast. You can follow us on Instagram. It's Good Noise Podcast. Facebook is Good Noise Pod. TikTok is Good Noise Podcast. We're very funny. Creators of Fred Thirst Tech Talk. Fucking Fred Talk.
Fred Talk. There you go.
YouTube is Good Noise Podcast. Every other streaming service ever. It's Good Noise Podcast. I just got very tired.
I noticed. Hey, we're done. We don't have any
Bandcamp. It's goodnoiserecords.bandcamp.com. Patreon is patreon.com/goodnoisepodcast. Of course, got your Patreon supporters and your important plugs, and I'm gonna go pass out after this.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters: my brother, my uncle, Matt from Pulses, Jeremy, Brady, Micah, Zari, and Eric. You guys rock. Thank you. You guys are really sick. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for supporting us enough to give us a little bit of money. If you would like to support us as much as these people, Shane already listed off our Patreon thing. We have some stuff in the works right now that we'd love to use that Patreon money for. So then we can give it back to you guys and make it really cool and actually like high quality and not like super thin and bad. Because I hate those.
We're not going to charge $50 for cheap, bad clothing.
Exactly.
We're becoming a clothing brand.
We are. It's going to be good wear, good something. We're just going to
good merch cast.
Good merch cast. There you go. Thank you, Shane. Important plugs. Please get your vaccine if you can, if you're allowed to, whether it's medical or family. Please just get your vaccine if you're allowed to. Wear your mask if you are not allowed to. Masks do help, whether your little Facebook group says so or not. They still work. I don't know. Stay safe. I'm not even gonna say that. Half our demographic does that, so I'm not even gonna address that. I don't know. Black Lives Matter. Obviously, our lives still matter, in case you missed it or not. Stop Asian hate. Don't be a bad person, because the world has enough of those. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. On that note, I had a paper to go write for English, so we're on a split. Maybe next week we'll talk about Limp Bizkit some more. I don't know.
Or LMFAO if they come back.
Yeah, maybe they'll come back next week. I don't know.
I hope they do. I'm gonna start manifesting that. We got Limp Bizkit back. Now we need LMFAO.
Bring LMFAO back, and they can tour together in 2022.
Oh my god, I would buy tickets for that so fast. COVID or not, I don't care. That's a joke. I probably still would buy tickets.
Yeah, throw a mask on and fucking go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, on that note, I have been Shane.
I have been Glory.
And we have been the Good Noise Podcast. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.